What the hell do you do if you get bitten by a snake in the bush?
Okay, we've got one prepared here.
Yes, good.
Snake bite kit, all right? So everyone should carry a snake bite kit if you're traveling Australia, because these things can literally save your life. So, do you want me to do a demo?
Yeah, please do.
All right, so these are the survival first aid kits. They're mad. They've got 2 of the snake bite bandages in them. But if you think you've been bitten by a snake and you haven't got a pressure bandage, you've got to improvise.
Yep.
You rip up your shirt or whatever. Most people get bitten on the hand, forearm, knees or feet. I'll say I've been bitten on the hand. So these bandages were designed for snake and funnel web bite because they got a pressure gauge on them. So when you pull it to the correct tension, it turns into a square.
Yeah, super clever. When I saw that, I was like, oh, that is really helpful when you're peeking because you think you've just been bitten by a brown snake.
Yeah. So I'll say I've been bitten here. If I had any jewelry on, get rid of it. Don't worry about washing the bite site. Don't try and suck venom out. It won't work. Don't wear on it. People still do that these days. It's
really?
Yuck, yeah, and it doesn't do anything.
So then you've been bitten by a snake and you're covered in piss.
Yeah. You don't need to take a photo of the snake. None of that. All you need to worry about is getting this on. So you want to go over the bite site 3 times. So I go 1, 2, 3. Yep. You do sort of half wrap below just to cover off on that area. And then come straight up the limb. You'd sort of just overlap in your bandage. You don't have to worry about taking your shirt off. You go straight over your shirt, come up, and then where you can, tuck it in.
Yep.
You don't need perfect squares, but you want to move it from a direct rectangle.
Yeah.
Immobilise. You can throw a second bandage on if you want. When I got bitten, I threw 2 bandages on, so you just go straight over the top one, and literally lie down and do nothing. These have that flexible sling in it, splint, so you can roll that out and then strap it on with that. But this is all you want to think about doing, and straight away. You're not moving, you're not going anywhere. Venom will travel through your lymphatic system, which is the glands just below the surface of your skin. So that moves with muscle movement. Yep. So it'll travel 10 centimeters a minute without a bandage. This will buy you hours of time.
Okay.
All right. Stay calm. We've all got phones, emergency devices, whatever.
Yep.
And then, hospital, ambulance to you, chopper, whatever. You just can't move. You're just sitting still and doing this.
Yeah, and that's what kills people, right? Is when they're like, oh, I'll just go back to the farmhouse, or
I'll just walk 500 metres that way and get a bandage.
Yeah.
There's no point having a bandage in the house, or in your car if you're out walking. You know, that's why these little kits are so good. Because they just fit in your backpack so easy, or even better. Like if don't have a bag on me, I just put one of these in my pocket.
Yeah. Because that is literally the difference between living and dying, right?
Yeah, people that die we don't see many snakebite deaths in Australia. There's about 2 to 3 a year on average, and generally those people wait too long to do first aid, or they don't do any first aid.
Yeah.
And there was a guy that got bitten by a brown snake a couple of years ago in his backyard. It was tangled in bird netting. It bit him multiple times. He jumped in his car, drove down the road to his mate's place for a barbecue, walked into the backyard, passed out and died. And they had no idea what had happened.
Jesus.
That's how easy it can happen. And I know that's a horrible story, and I only tell it so
people
understand the reality of it. So, because our Australian snakes, the venom can work really fast. So, the bandage is critical.
And that would depend on where you get bitten as well, in terms of how quickly it moves through your body. Yeah. Like if you get bitten on the chest or something, unlikely, but is that...
Unlikely. Like the chest, torso, facial bites are extremely rare.
Yeah.
You can't really bandage them. I know of people that have had those bites, they hold pressure on there and do that. Like I know an amateur photographer that was photographing a tiger snake and got bitten on his stomach, and he actually strapped with one of these camera lens cover onto the bite side.
Yeah, right.
And it did a bit. He made it to hospital. But there was, I could tell you too many snake bite deaths where people have waited to put a bandage on, or they've walked to get one. Yeah.
So if you're bitten, get the bandage on, don't move, and...
Straight to hospital. Or get, emergency services to you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really simple, man, and it's not worth mucking around. And, Australia sees about 3,000 suspected snake bites present to hospitals annually. Some of them are scratches which they think could have been sticks or a bit of brush or something, or maybe it was a dry bite from a snake, they're not sure, but 300 to 500 are envenomated, and most of them it was something highly venomous getting anti-venom. And
2 to 3 a year die. That's pretty good odds, really.
Well, compare that to, let's say, India. They get 1 million bites a year and 55,000 fatalities.
Holy. And you said P&G, 2,000 a year.
2,000 that they know of. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So a little bit of education.
That's yours.
Thank you very much. So there you go. Public service announcement. These things, I actually have one of these in the glove box of that car, but I don't have one in the glove box of the other car.
There you go.
Much appreciated, mate. And also, survival, good little local Central Coast business. So
yeah.
good stuff.